All right, all right. All right, all right. Couple minutes late. That's within my window. I'm not going to call it late. I give myself a 5 minute grace period. It's 10:35, it's 10:36, 10:37. Yeah, 1 minute late. I'm not calling that late. I'm calling that on time. So let's check. Are we even on? Okay, we got one. Because I need to edit this. Okay. Let's see. Do we got two? We do got two. Do we got all three? Maybe. If I was on the right screen, I would know. But I'm not. So let's see. Yeah, looks like we got all three. So I'm going to ask a question I already know the answer to. Are we live? Said, are we live? Looks like we are. VigilanteWilliamson here in the 119th episode. VW Casual, another episode I don't have much to talk about. I really wanted to stream throughout the week. I haven't been feeling that great live and alive. Hey, blessed to be both. Tom Jensen, howdy. Hey, Richard, appreciate you both being here. I wanted to stream another time because I haven't been streaming as often. And Monday felt awkward. I don't want to get out of the habit of streaming because it is something you got to stay in the habit. Like with anything, you got to stay in the habit of it. You start to lose. No, I'm not going to join Game Pass. Who knows? Maybe rejoin it. But yeah, you don't want to lose your edge, so to speak. And so I'm risking doing that. Music's still not going as great as I would like. I have set just a deadline of basically a month from now. I got some time off, and I got to have everything written by then, or as much written as possible to record everything over that week, basically March 15th, March 14th, 15th, whatever. So Jazz beat the Lakers and lost to the Clippers. Well, you both beat and lost to LA. Shout out to the Jazz. They haven't traded Lauri Markkanen, have they? I know everybody trading their best player now. I remember Richard, we was talking about Bo. I'm not sure why they don't play. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-foot guy who plays on the wing. Why don't they play Bo a little bit more like that? I know Bo's longer, pause, but still. No, he's still in the Jazz, so you have to just look him up. Underrated player. His scoring is down though this year. Shooting percentage is down this year too. But I think he's been hurt some of it, huh? Hold on, excuse me. Oh shit, I ain't got no Kleenex over here. Hold on, let me hit you with the BRB. I'll BRB. Sorry. Oh shit, I don't got the BRB no more? Fuck. All right, I still got it. I'll still be right back. Hold on. Sorry about that. Usually I have Kleenex in here, but I don't right now. Hey, LDG, appreciate you being here. Been a minute since I linked up with you. Still have Lauri. He said Bo. I mean, but Lauri Markkanen is perimeter oriented. I mean, he's at the 4 now, but he's been playing at the 3. At 6'11", 7 feet. Yeah, his percentage is not quite as good as it has been in the past. He's actually kind of falling off when I look at the basketball reference. I don't know. I'm not, I don't know nothing about nothing. Shit. I don't know about society. I don't know about sports. I think we talked a lot about the Superb Owl or the Super Bowl Mondays podcast or stream. He was a 2 when he was with the Cavs. Yeah, so I mean, that's what I mean. Similar player. I think it's hard to play seven. It's actually playing a 7 foot player at the 2 consistently is not like easy, right? It's one thing to put him at the 3, but to put him at the 2 is just sometimes too much because he's fucking 7 feet, and it's hard for a 7 foot player to keep up with a 2 guard. It's hard to keep up with a lot of threes, but it's just hard. Superb owl. That's hey Sherry, appreciate you being here. But that's something that people who conspiracy theorists sometimes call it the Super Bowl, the superb owl. If you ever see that statue at the what is it? Bohemian Grove. It's like that owl statue, which technically is not Molech. Molech's the bull god. Shout out to Kid Rock. But sometimes it's called Molech in error. But yeah, this is the owl god or something. So they call it the superb owl. No relation to Owlman. Well, I mean, owl is can be used as a cult symbol. That was supposedly the reason Drake had owls and shit like that. And owls were, there was a trend pushing owls. They do have some. I mean, a lot of things do. That doesn't mean everything. Triangles do and all this other shit. You'll go crazy, really looking for it everywhere. So I just use it as a reference. I just, superb owl. I mean, I'll tell you one thing: the fucking thing is rigged, and fucking Eagles winning didn't change my mind to it being rigged. As much money they made out of Vegas. So that's one, tinfoil hat thing that's definitely on point. Sports is there's definitely a lot of rigging in sports. It's weird though. It seems like they don't want the players doing it though, as far as the gambling. And when the players start gambling, they start to get a little pissy. But because they were going at what's the guy Terry Rozier, and then the dude from the Lions, J-Mo, he got suspended for gambling. And we know who didn't get suspended, my man Shohei Ohtani, but his translator got some time, I think, recently. So they do definitely want to push back on this gambling and this shit like that. If you're a player, if you're not part of the league, but I definitely think the league is, all these leagues are doing their fair share of just manipulating the results. OVO looks like an owl, yeah. Yeah, it does. But I mean, even that name was supposedly a reference to the OTO, which is something Crawley, Aleister Crawley, was supposedly a part of. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell. I was given this word. I didn't make it. I still am a conspiracy theorist to some extent. I mean, if they don't keep coming true, if they can stay theories for once. But I'm not as crazy. I'm not like a flat guy. And it's a bunch of crazy ones. I'm not that crazy. Definitely believe the government's fixed. That's why I don't, I did get involved in politics, but something, it was 1776. Sometimes the shit is relevant. So, 76 is the birth of America and the birth of the Illuminati, allegedly. See, you gave me some ammo. Allegedly, it goes back to some family that goes back to ancient Kemet in Egypt and shit like that. I don't know. Listen, to what extent everything is true, I couldn't tell you. No, I know. I get it. You're not a big conspiracy theorist. Some of it is valid, man. There's some validity to it. Shit, it's a widely held conspiracy theory about the fucking royals not being. I don't even think that's a conspiracy theory that they're not British. Isn't that confirmed? So I mean, and the Titanic didn't Titanic itself. It led to the Federal Reserve, because there were people on the Titanic against the Federal Reserve. It sinks, and then Federal Reserve comes up next year. So, yes, of course a lot of it's bullshit. A lot of anything. Half of the shit you going to hear in life is going to be bullshit. But, hey, half of that shit it's not. It's your job to kind of decipher through. And listen, how much of this shit is relevant? Obviously a lot of that shit's just trivia. They call it trivia. Yeah, at least half. Hey, TJ Rowe, appreciate you being here. Hey, Brandon Holland, appreciate you being here. This is Jim. Yeah, probably more than half. Probably like 75%. Well, see, you keep me going because a lot of the reason they'll do that is because some of this weird shit goes back, like all these golden bitches, right? A lot of times you'll see these celebrities dress like Beyonce did it, Katy Perry did it. These weird like golden almost armor outfits, almost look like golden shit, like almost like the Wonder Woman gold armor. But that shit goes back to this shit called Metropolis. What's this guy who made the fucking movie? I can't remember. It's a widely known movie, and that shit's supposed to go back to Egypt. The Golden Woman. I can't remember. And there's songs about Golden Lady. I know Stevie Wonder got a song called Golden Lady. It's supposed to be some occult shit. Cause I mean that's the theory. The theory is it goes back to. That's why they love ancient Egypt. That's why they love the one eye symbol. It's supposed to be some old Egyptian cult that's running the world still. That is the main. When the question in what was it, Justice League Unlimited said conspiracy theory singular. That's what he's talking about. Now is the ins and outs and some of this minutia trivia relevant in the grand scheme of things? Not really, no. I guess it is if you want to look for it, right? And if you believe in, which obviously everybody don't, and you ain't really got to. But that's the origin of it. The world is definitely a pyramid scheme. That's 100% true. You see how everybody think they're the question? There's some better than others. There's some better than others. I'll say that. Some people have more substantiable information than others and more relevant information than others. But honestly, I don't even watch the conspiracy theories like I used to. Because, I mean, right now I'm just trying to get through this shit myself, bro. This is a struggle, man. This is a struggle. Like, I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm sick of seeing all this shit, man. I gotta maybe detox from social media. I'm sick of seeing Trump shit. I'm sick of the fact like he's doing all this shit. What happened to the taxes shit? What happened to lowering taxes? What happened to getting rid of the IRS? What happened to this shit? This is the shit I was interested in. All this bullshit. Trying to make all these other countries a part of America, knowing America got enough fucking issues. It's like, man, he ain't doing shit, bro. I'm sorry. He ain't doing nothing but bullshit. And a lot of motherfuckers didn't want that hoe, and I didn't want that hoe either. But they don't want to say shit about the bullshit. This man, he just involved. It's just like nothing he's doing. You want to talk about some shit that don't matter. I mean, obviously the deportation shit matters in the grand scheme of things. And so but like it don't matter. None of this shit matters to me, man. I'm just trying to be real. I'm not trying to be heartless to the people who got deported. I'm not trying to be heartless to the people who losing their job because of Doge. But none of this shit is affecting my bottom line in the positive. And probably with all this bullshit has a chance to affect my bottom line in the negative. We'll see how this tariff shit go. It's like, hey, Fizz, like, man, when are you gonna do something that's positive for me as a human being, as a normal motherfucker? All this political bullshit I could care less about, man. And I know some people, you know, they convinced everybody to worship him in one way or another, either worship him in the positive or worship him in the reverse. Either way, man, I just listen until he started doing some shit that's positive for me, man. I could give a shit, man. And I'm sick of hearing about it, honestly. I don't want everybody to get deported. We need the big booty Latinas. No, seriously. You know, I know there's people who got deported who probably ain't deserved to. There's people who got deported that probably did deserve to, right? I get the argument everyone does. They here legally. Fair enough. The goon. Well, yeah, we can keep the big booty Latinas. You know, now there's a shortage. Hey, Sister Dildo. Speaking of goons. Now we got a shortage. So when is Trump gonna do something about the shortage? Big booty Latinas, shit. Though we know we got a population crisis, you're supposed to keep them hoes here. No, I'm just, like I said, I'm just tired. And until he do something, wake me up when he does something that's going to affect this economy for normal motherfucking people. Because I thought that was the whole gimmick, was he was supposed to make the economy better. And I don't see nothing he doing how it's supposed to do it in short or long term. Certainly not the medium term. Ideally, if there's more American manufacturing, but he got his homie trying to Operation Pooper Clip to get rid of that. As far as jobs goes, all that manufacturing is going to be automated. So that, what does that mean? How, again, me, normal human, how does that affect me if all the jobs, all the manufacturing you create for America is automated? That don't mean shit to me. That's negative. What are you going to do with a big booty Latina? What do you think? What's some incel shit to say? I can't even think of a joke that fast, bro. Sell them feet pics without. Okay, fair enough. I'll take that, Brandon Hollow. He said Trump fired the extra IRS agents, so now you can sell these feet pics without catching them, without them catching you tax. Can you imagine? Jerk to her pics. Yeah, right. Give her this D, and I ain't talking about Detroit or Dallas, but could you imagine? Because didn't they hire like 86,000 or some crazy number of IRS agents? Some of the motherfuckers only been there a year. That's one thing I did see that I thought was kind of fucked up. Apparently, anybody who was with these government agencies less than like 2 years or some shit. I ain't Zaya Wade. Fuck all that. I ain't giving her no D Wade neither, because that shit, I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, anybody who was there too, who was at these different agencies that though just going into less than 2 years lost their jobs. Like, man, it's kind of shitty. Titty pillows. Hey, by the way, can you repeal that shit, that $600 tax shit while we at it? When are you gonna do something about taxes? I'm a taxation and stuff dude. I still maintain it. If he does do some of this shit, if he actually gets rid of, what I say, if he get rid of income tax or IRS, whichever one it is, I would literally wear a bag of hat on this fucking street. But I don't think he gonna do it. I can say that's the thing. I hope I'm wrong. I want taxes lower, but I got to see that shit in my check. I got to actually get the check where it's more, where that tax shit ain't there, and I get it. Once that shit happen, I'll wear a MAGA hat, MAGA-lanty, at least for that episode. Till that shit happens, though, man, you can suck my dick. Now, no D-Wade shit. Don't actually do it. It's a figure of speech. And I'm sick of all the cocksuckers acting like they just cool with this shit too. It does seem like they do it a lot. It has only been 2 weeks. I give you that. But I just feel like a lot of shit they doing is, like I said, it's just shit I don't really listen. If you care about, not saying you, Brandon Holland, but you, anyone watching this later playback, cool. If this shit means something to you, cool. This shit don't really mean something to me. Like, I don't give a fuck about the LGBT. Yeah, what, he got rid of LGBTQ? It's just LGB. He was talking about getting rid of IRS and getting rid of income tax. He said it has to go through Congress. Well, it's a Republican Congress. Ain't it? So even if that is the case, it's a Republican Congress. He's supposed to be the leader of the Republican Party. And I mean, he's done a lot of shit with bro, okay, it ain't just me. I'm sick of seeing this shit. Talking about bag of slop. I'm just sick of seeing all this shit. I can't go nowhere. I can't. Everything I see is political, man. I was on Instagram the other day just blocking every goddamn body. Anytime I heard left, right, Trump, capitalism, socialism, or is it still that relationship bullshit? Modern women, modern men, dating, it's just block, 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 block. It's people who probably... regular people, I just block just because I see one of them stupid ass reels. Like, nah, you gotta go. You gotta go. And then fucking for a while, Instagram thought I was liberal and kept recommending me like liberal politicians and AOC and shit. And YouTube thinks I'm conservative. Recommended me all these conservative assholes. I can't think of Charlie Kirk and shit. It's like, what the fuck? Oh man, the tits is always a thing. It goes through phases. I blocked a lot of that early. the tits and the ass. But I gotta go through phases to stop. Sometimes I'll get waves of all those titties and all that ass. Because that goes without saying. It's a scam. All the porn. Like that's all it's a scam is porn. So yeah, I've already pre-blocked that before, but no, I've had to go through that phase of blocking all the porn, and it'll still show up. Like I said, it just goes in waves. I'll block it, a lot of that porn, and then I'll be good for like a few weeks to a few months. Then that shit come back. You gotta do that shit again. Block the tits, man. I can't be a ghoul, man. I'm trying to be no fap. You said YouTube got porn ads? I didn't notice that. Remember the IG community went on strike. Stop posting what is a woman, what is a man post. Yeah, I'm trying not to go. I'm trying to not be a gooner, man. There's enough. I got enough vices. I already got to get my eating under control, man. I can't go. Slop alert siren. I'm going to do something. See a tit say going, fair enough. But, it's a slippery slope to Gooner. No, you can enjoy Hooters. And do people still go to Hooters, though? Shit, enjoy. You can do whatever you want. I'm just, IG start pushing those videos to millions of people with bad seeing the same bullshit every week. I mean, shit, you can do what you want. I don't want to gold or age or none of that shit. That's just a personal choice, Shit, live your life. We all adults. Talk about, man, sponsor Hooters. If people still go to Hooters, Hooters used to be the shit because, now wings are ubiquitous. Everybody, wings, you can find chicken wings everywhere, and you can find titties everywhere. But you used to not be able to find either anywhere. So that was a place where you could find titties and wings back in the 90s and 80s. It was cool. There was no Instagram. There was no Wingstop. There wasn't all these different places. You know what I mean? They didn't have wings everywhere. And so you could get wings and some titties, but without having to go to a strip club. So Hooters was the shit back in the day. But now, and the Instagram, to see Doritos done. Let's be honest, the Hooters quality of those ladies ain't been what it used to be. You want to talk about some DEI? How about some FAT? Good Lord, some of the hoes is big, bro. See? He said 2 Hooter girls put a knife on you, one trying to rob you. Talk about some Hooters. Hooters is falling on some hard times, bro. The Hooters, this ain't the same. Those old school Hooters, man, when they were just smiling and perky and you was like, hey, and it was beer, wings, and the food, everything was a lot cheaper and everything was a fun time. No, that's just dead, son. Like you said, you get robbed at knife point. They treat you like it's London. Price goes up if it's USD. I told him I had a bigger knife on me. Jeez. Yeah, what's this?
Música de los memes.
I'm going to get edges. What the fuck? Go to edges. Well, people watched it. He got a more successful music career than I do at this point. So, what can I say? Yeah, I did. I like that shit. GDP. And I like Central C. When he brings a feature, he puts them on the hook, which is smart. It makes the feature seem cooler when they're a part of the hook. Yeah, I like Central C. I've been like 21 Savage. He was like out of that whole, when they first came out with quote unquote mumble rap, to me, of that era, he was one of my favorites. He wasn't necessarily I still like J. Cole or whatever. But because he was the only one that you could understand clearly. I always like his beat selection. He's a solid enough rapper. I get some people hate his monotone voice, but that's his style. It's a nice little fun little track. It's GDP. Price goes up if it's USD. Revention Center or Bayou Place? I don't. Even though I've been in Houston for a few years, I don't be knowing shit about shit. The only part of Houston I'm in most of the time is this room or my bedroom. Shit. I was downtown. Okay. Yeah, I need to get out more. But I'm broke. Plus, I got a Uber. I still haven't heard the 2 Chainz shit. I've been meaning to. Still the 2 Chainz, Larry June, Alchemist shit. I wonder how that's gonna play to because 2 Chainz is granted he's not at his peak, obviously. Sold out the venue. Oh man. Kick ass. 3,500 capacity. No, I'm good on Tom McDonald. I'm good. Just like I'm good on Kendrick too. No disrespect. I'm just good, man. I'm just good. And I ain't trying to say Tom McDonald is bad or almost soups. Sound quality was ass. I didn't know you did music. You got any music to play? Because we've had a few people play their music. So yeah. Said Chain Smoke June on every track. How do you feel about Larry June? There's just some of these rappers. Listen, I don't want to be no hater. This is why I really don't want to be no hater. I ain't got no music out. I don't know how good my music is going to be. It's pretty MySpace, all right. So ain't no. That's still cool, bro. That's cool. MySpace do technically still exists. I don't know how to access old accounts though. But if you can come over the link, man, I'll play it. But yeah, I don't want to be too critical of rappers because at least these motherfuckers got motion. They got music out. I'm sitting here talking shit. So that's why I don't want to be too critical. Like I said, I don't hate Larry June. I think his music is cool. But I do think, this wave of post-currency ass rappers where they not as good as Currency. You know what I'm saying? Most of his stuff will say those CDs. Fair enough. Fine on occasions, ain't listening on a regular. He's not good enough. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of rappers that had a lot of influence. We got Rock Marciano, we got Currency, we got, as far as especially underground rappers, right? Obviously Griselda, and they got a lot of people who emulated their different styles and added whatever, and everybody just ain't as good as the originals. Some are. I mean, you listen to, even though I guess you would still consider 38 Special Griselda, but he wasn't in the initial wave. And obviously, I fuck with him. And I fuck with Larry June. I've listened to his stuff. He's better than me right now. I ain't got nothing out. I gotta start putting out music. But yeah, I like Larry June. Most of the stuff is on the web because it's bad for business. That's the reason I became Vigilante Williamson. My rap name back in the day was my real name. And once you start to keep going on the internet, I'm like, man, somebody could Google this. And if they come up with me, then I'm fucked, right? So I was like, all right. One, I got rid of the little SoundCloud and everything. And somebody else got it. And it's like, damn, that was my name. And then I said, okay, next time I do music or I do anything, I'm going to be Vigilante. I came up with the name Vigilante Williamson. It's like 2018, 2017 when I came up with it. Said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be anonymous so I can keep a job. So I can make sure I can still keep a job. If I say something, I do something, whatever. Oh, shit, I forgot about Valentine's Day. Wait. So, yeah. His beat selection is great, but his extra slow flow, you got to bring bars. Came in second in one competition. Oh, man, I remember Fuse TV. Oh, man. That'd have been dope. Shit, even being second, that means y'all was some cold motherfuckers. Cat Can't Dance is awesome. One of your bands is on the Chevy commercial. Dope. It's an awesome movie. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. Nice. You keep sending me Goon music, Richard. But that's dope. Years on the Chevy commercial. How was the license? So y'all licensed your music. How was that process? How did that go? Get your music licensed. And like, were you on a label? You said CDs and stuff like that. I don't know for sure since you've ever been to high school, but once you get to high school, everything is about sex. A lot of things can be, yeah, it does. Oh, you did a stream? That's what's up. Didn't license it, you made your own. No, when I say license, don't you have to license it to Chevy? Like you make your music and then you basically sell it to Chevy, but you should at least still have ownership. Well, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just sell it all the way. Oh, distributed locally didn't go nowhere. Yeah. Yeah. I think that unfortunately a lot of independent artists did that. And that's unfortunately still was going to happen because it's hard to get traction on these platforms, man. It's hard to get traction or, as just a YouTuber. I've been on this platform now. It's the 5th year. I started in 2020. Still struggling to get over a K. So, granted, maybe some of that's on me. I'm sure a lot of it's probably on me. Let me take more credit for more blame, whatever. But certainly some of it is just his. Oh, for that band, didn't ask their manager. Just played for them for while because the singer was a friend. I see. Okay. So you just played with the band. They had something like they had something, whatever it is, to be on the commercial. There's different agreements. What is this?
It's my area, and I'm afraid to fuck you because your ass is full of bacteria.
What is this shit? I know I didn't show y'all that, but y'all, I think you heard that. Okay. I didn't see that be before such it. That's why I work. I think Larry Jones is a little bit better than that. Play the Ghoul music. No, I'm good on both, to be fair. Ghoul music. It's a rap battle at its finest. Obviously that was, well, you didn't see it. It was just 2 kids or whatever. Yeah, I remember Guitar Hero. Yeah. I mean, everybody, I played it. I helped get me into rock. I mean, I was already kind of into rock, but that, helped made it even easier. Did y'all Gold music take over? I guess it's better than all the Diddy shit. Actually, I'm sure now you gonna post some Diddy shit, but I've heard of All That Remains, yeah. Were they a pretty big band? Yeah, I've heard of them. I feel like they were a pretty big band. I think it's still a pretty big band. And the name sounds familiar. The old guitar player, he told you to go back to school instead of continue with the music thing. Unfortunately, he's correct. Music it's just so hard. It's so hard to do anything in the entertainment industry without doing some Diddy shit, man. And even if it ain't, you still gotta do some Diddy shit. I'm going to start another crowdfunding this year. I was working on some videos. Good luck, bro. I would say do as much research into crowdfunding as possible. The old singer is sitting behind Tim Pool. I didn't know that. That's crazy. But if you're going to do another crowdfund, do as much research as possible. Do as much research as possible. Oh, shit. You talking about this golden piece, dude. Have y'all ever seen this? What is this shit here? He denied you. Great. No, he probably denied you a lot of headache, a lot of bullshit. But here's this. I don't know why of all these things I'm playing this. Here we go. Some more mention of that motherfucker.
Good. Do you have a water cup?
Good. You do have to purchase something.
I can't get a water cup.
Okay, I'm good. I'll pass, guys. So if y'all didn't hear, damn, music didn't work out for him. So he's playing second fiddle to the Doom Slot Merchant. Yeah, basically. You text for hey OG, appreciate you being here. Sorry you came in with the goldery. Y'all ain't heard about the Gold King. This guy that's not the guy. That's a guy trying to remember the Gold King. He went to one of those, like this bikini bar or some shit, or bikini coffee place with his pants down, and then killed himself a few days ago. I forgot all about the penguin. I'm probably like halfway through it. I need to finish that off. I forgot all about it. I totally forgot about it. This shit happened to me all the time. But yeah, this guy went through. I think it was in Arizona. There's the video went viral of him trying to go through the drive-thru. He had no pants on or his pants down or whatever the fuck case was. They said you need to leave. He ended up once the video went viral, the dude ended up killing himself. I forgot it. Yeah, I didn't even finish it though. I'm bad with finishing stuff, man. I'm bad. My attention span is so shot. So shot. But see what Cinch did on that guy is a perfect example of the issues of the entertainment industry. You know, he should maybe shit was supposed to be doing music, but now he's just playing, like you said, second fiddle for a dude slot merchant. An arrogant one who really be thinking the shit he talking about is some real shit. I don't know if you've seen that video where he was spazzing on his team or whatever, and just really talking down to him like he's some sick genius. Like, if there's issues, you can't address them off fucking camera like an adult. Like, what the fuck? There's something about the internet shit, man. I do want to have some success because I want to be able to pay my fucking bills. Excuse me. But it's some... Goddamn, I didn't know Lori Marketing was making this much money. Damn, he kind of getting overpaid. I hate to say it. A lot of motherfuckers is getting overpaid. Golly. Yeah, a lot of people are weird, OG. I ain't gonna... A lot of motherfuckers is cooked, man. That's just what it is. We're in a very sad time, all things considered, man. We're in a very anti-empathy time where people don't feel, if you fuck something up, it's like, well, it's all on you. It's all on everybody got that pressure of everything being on them. There's no community no more. People used to be able to fuck up and get back on their feet. Yeah, we dealing with a technocracy. The internet is legitimately gay as fuck. Legitimately, no disrespect. We dealing with a lot, and we dealing with we still trying to adapt to the internet, because the thing is, it's constantly evolving. This ain't the same internet it was 20 years ago. Ain't the same internet it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It's a different internet from the beginning of the pandemic. It's already different. Big booty Latinas getting ice. That was kind of a joke. I hope it was a joke, because I ain't that desperate. I ain't about to be nobody green card. So, it don't bother me though, for real. Yeah, there are the YouTube bots. But yeah, I feel like, it's a lot of people. The internet simultaneously isolates everybody and has people drawn for wanting for connection. Everybody feel isolated, and then people want to find connection, so they use the internet. Shit, the internet, you said the pump and dump stocks has crashed since the pandemic. The brick and mortar stocks are going crazy. Really? I ain't saying these hoes go back to your home country, raise a strip. Oh man. No, but the internet simultaneously, you don't connect with nobody, you don't go outside, you don't go nowhere, you don't do nothing, so you don't feel that connection, and then you want that connection, so you seek it through the internet, and you don't really get a real connection with real people. I mean, everything's artificial. I'll say so regarding the internet. Okay. So and then everything's getting all extreme, and I think people, because of the internet, it's very easy. That's why people say touch grass. I don't know why people say it as like a negative thing. It should be a mandatory thing. You lose your frame of reference because that algorithm becomes your frame of reference for what reality is or isn't. On top of that, you also have the a lot of bored ass people in there. Fair enough. Simulation of a relationship, yeah. It's a positive thing. Well, I mean, touch grass is a positive thing. Yeah, it's something to be being outside. Yeah, I think it's a positive thing too. But people say it as a retort, like, you need to touch grass, you're too far gone. It's like, you know what? We all do. The internet is giving people permission to outsource their critical thinking skills to somebody else. And people have no problem outsourcing their critical thinking skills to somebody else, some talking head. Think about how many goofy talking heads have an audience. Okay, I don't, I ain't gonna complain about me. Whatever. I suck. I can't get a bigger audience. Cool. But Tim Pool can, motherfucking Fresh and Fit can. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, some of it's artificial, but some of it's genuine. You know what I'm saying? I understand just the gamers and shit. Okay, cool. I like watching people play video games. I play video games, right? Too many screens everywhere. Absolutely, it's too many screens. But just think about all the weird subcultures and all the weird sub-audiences there are. And think about the fact that there are regular humans watching this shit. No matter what it is, whether it's some political shit, some relationship shit, some feminist shit, some all other shit, you know what I mean? Some weird shit. Feelings don't care about your facts, bruh. Unfortunately, you're not wrong. Man, I was gonna say something. I'm gonna leave that alone. I was gonna say something political. I'm just leave it alone. Outside saying again, people outsource they way of thinking to somebody else, and I mean that's where politics are. Politics is a huge hustle right now, and it's gonna be for some time. Even after the Orange Man go, politics is gonna be a huge hustle because, like, I mean, unfortunately, we think that voting is the answer. Unfortunately, people are convinced that these politicians even account for what they claim to want or run on, and or some of the shit. The one thing Trump is able to do, he's able to convince people that the shit he's doing is going to make them feel better or make their lives better, even if it's not. And listen, I get it. Okay, the economy was better when he was here last time. I'm still hoping on that. Oh, man, you talking about to finish my shit? Readers are fine. Yeah, that's true. If it's a book screen, I'll allow it. Fair enough. Update on Vicure. She said Julia is the only person to say Happy Valentine's Day to her. Shout out to Stephanie Vicure. Who? Okay, yeah, it's a female wrestler. She's actually really attractive. But she said, and I said that's a red flag. I'll show you the picture. How you don't have no value? When girls this attractive don't got a man, that's like, okay, what's up? Something's not right. Something's not right. Something is not. She's a Chilean. So let's no going Stephanie Vicor, and then what do you say? Oh, to finish this music. So all right, I got time. I'm taking time off in a month. I'm gonna spend the next month writing my ass off. Pause, and then we just got to record what we got because I gotta get projects out. But this is her. Luckily, everything PC. It's Stephanie Vicor. If they got any pictures from her from the back, you'll really see what the prize is. She's pretty thick. She talking about she ain't got no Valentine's Day. Nobody wished her happy Valentine's Day. How come? How come you're this pretty? Nobody wished you a happy Valentine's Day. What is happening? Something's up. I don't know. I ain't want to talk. I ain't about to talk. I ain't about to judge her. Golly, she is thick. She is attractive. So all right, no more golden. Yeah. Yo, you said something about laser surgery. I know somebody who laser surgery fucked up his eyes. He had diabetes. I don't know if he knew it at the time or not, but I can't remember if he knew it or not. So don't quote me on that. Whatever the case, when he got laser eye surgery, his eyesight never got right. I used to work with him. He was a cool dude too. He was a cool dude. So laser, I know that's, that was a very unique situation. But since then, I'm like, man, I'm not relying. I used to think, I'll just get laser surgery if my eyes get that bad. I'm not now. Last time the second regular earnings started to catch up and surpass inflation, they practically nuked the world. Yeah. The pandemic really sucked. It really sucked because the economy, man, I was just about to really get on point. I was just about to own a home. I was just about to do all these things. I was getting so bad, I swear to God, all I do is computer work and reading textbooks. They say carrots and certain things help your eyes. Aggressively alone with their cameraman. I don't know. Well, some of those pictures she definitely had a cameraman, but obviously some of that shit was just taking pictures of herself. Hold on. Sorry about this again. Hold on. So he says your eyes get slower focusing from distance to close up. That's why people need bifocals. You know that. I know one insta hole like that in a town blew up big and killed herself. Jesus. That's horrible, man. That's horrible. That's horrible as fuck, man. Told you, social media, man. It's scary. I wouldn't really want, having all that attention. That's part of the, I'm looking like, well, actually, I ain't gonna talk nothing out of existence. But having all that attention seems scary. Damn, pandemic messed things worse. Supposed to have a job when you turn 18, get a job. Hope you can find something, man. I know it's hard right now. I ain't been to an eye doctor in years. I'm supposed to wear glasses. I don't. I just whatever. Just what they call it, go in raw dog it. Nisi Wadehofer? I never heard of her. Let me guess, she posted that shit on Valentine's Day. Yeah, probably. That's what had to happen. That's what the one girl we was just talking about, Stephanie. Of course, she posted. Yeah, I don't have a Valentine. She posted it today. Yeah, no one wished me Valentine's Day. So of course, thousands and thousands of men probably did get sent her a message. She's beautiful. You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. And then she got that attention for a minute. And 30s and depression hit her hard. Talking about Niece Wadehofer. That fix, that high from social media that falls off. And once you fall off, feel like a plane crash. Hey, at least you don't live in a fairly narco state like Canada. Well, apparently Canada might be a part of the U.S. Allegedly. Why does Trump want to make every part of the North America part of the U.S. again? Oh, she's from North Houston. Shout out to the North. Yeah, I never heard of her. I'm about to hit her with the Google. Yeah, I don't know who she is. She killed herself at 31. That's crazy. That was just a few years ago, too. Crazy. Or niece. Wadehofer. I don't know. Crazy work. Crazy work, man. Shit ain't worth it like that. Yeah, you're right. You don't want Mexico to be a part of the U.S. That's a good point. But this with Greenland and Canada, he keep trying to bring those places into the U.S. Like, why? And yeah, the Gulf of obviously America. People be falling for all the BS and Trump freestyles. Yeah. Because Canada's getting several $100 billion trade advantage versus the U.S. Well, I mean, obviously, when you would think that if they became part of the U.S., that wouldn't happen, though. Forgot it was Valentine's Day. Oh, man, that's more information than we all needed, but I guess as long as stuff's still working. Yeah, I forgot it was Valentine's Day too. And Real Wade, I think, said something. Valentine's Day is a Hallmark holiday, man. That shit don't be mattering, bro. Listen, I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so I don't really care about holidays like that anyway. Military support and other things. You got roses. Well, look at you. But yeah, I'm not a holiday guy. I'm not a holiday guy. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. Because you're pretty. I guess, yeah, I've heard the old military stuff. I was like, man, come on. He gonna say that's facts. Natural resources and stuff sent to the U.S. A lot of stuff does come from Canada. Trust me, I know that. A lot of stuff definitely does come from Canada into the U.S. Shit, even like all sorts of shit. All sorts of shit. So I don't know. But again, like, I don't understand what. Oh, man, to get back into the Orange Man stuff, right? One, how is nobody uncomfortable with Elon? Right? Everybody was uncomfortable with Soros, and so was I. But nobody uncomfortable with this asshole being a part of the government unofficially. Unelected. He's an unelected part of the government. Nobody. I know people on the left obviously pissed. I say nobody, but I'm just talking about nobody on the right. They just all suck this guy's dick. And then the fact that he's basically openly trying to increase automation. It's like, well, if he's increasing automation, what is the practical point of all these tariffs? Which, by the way, and don't I know this, do indeed impact the U.S. importer, not the foreign supplier or the foreign shipper. Now, obviously, over time it does because you ideally pay less and buy less from those suppliers because it was ideally be too expensive to do so, if that is the case. But again, there's no manufacturer in the U.S., and all the manufacturing that's going to come into play is going to be automated. There's not going to be humans. This is not going to. How does this lead to human jobs? Practically, that's all. That's the question I have. How does this lead to U.S. jobs and average Americans making money? Is there any answers for this? All the cold air comes from Canada, right? Why would they be uncomfortable with a dude who became rich by being joined at the hip with a deep state? Lol, he hates DEI, bro, right? Got to maintain the machines, true. But, I mean, that's not going to – it ain't enough machine maintenance jobs. Elon Musk is testing his neural interface on monkeys. A bunch of the monkeys died. Well, that's sucks for them, but I guess that's a good sign showing that maybe he ain't ready for prime time with a lot of his automation tech. And not just him. Bezos is trying it too. Well, Canada is more of an economic sanction to take care of shit that they're refusing to acknowledge here. I see. What do you mean by my actual chimpanzees? Nothing racial. Or I don't know if they were chimps, but whatever breed of monkey they were. Some people do have some of the early Neuralink. I know you showed us the guy who really created it back in the early 2000s. But a couple people technically have whatever the hell Elon was messing with. COD lobby with actual chimps in the future. Telling us to suck McKeel. Shit, we might be playing COD with our minds, with neural interfaces. Who knows? Would you trust a chip in your brain with current day hackers? Hell no. Which I don't know how anyone could trust a chip in their brain. I don't trust these modern cars from current day hackers, let alone my brain. I don't trust my brain with fuck just the hackers, even the corpos. What are they gonna do? Be sending me commercials to my mind? Fuck. How scary is that? My cock. Okay, so it's a species of monkey pronounced like macaque. I see. All the shit you get hacked. Why put it in you? Because people want to be a part of the future. Ultra advanced neural innovations can control any device with Bluetooth. That's scary. But I mean, you would, oh man, it's at least plausible, right? Macaque, I don't know, macaque. All the damn RuPaul ads and herpes meds being sent to your brain. Yo, herpes medication ads are the weirdest things to ever exist. Like, those should not exist. Yeah, that'd be a living hell. That'd be a living hell. I'm sick of just seeing all the ads the normal way. I couldn't deal with that shit. Yeah, they always smiling and dancing in these herpes ads. Like, bitch, you got herpes. Some people try to make that like that's not a big deal. It's like macaque. Yeah. Well, he said macaque, so I thought it was like that. Getting chips so you can Google with OG in the cloud. No cloud Googling. Though I guess that would absolutely be a thing, right? Shout out to Black Mirror. Yeah, how do you turn it off if it's in your head? AIDS created by USA. Maybe. Who knows who created it? You know? OG and Gould? No. I don't know. If you are a Gould, keep the Gould in to yourself. What does Gould mean? Gould is just a modern way. To be a Gould is someone to be like I don't want to say a pervert, but just someone who likes adult content and is open and unabashed and borderline, if not proud of liking adult content. And to Gould is to enjoy adult content or to enjoy, you know what I mean? But you might, we goon for a girl or something like that. Just haven't heard it, yeah. It's one of the newer terms over the past year that got popular. Because the English language is not complicated enough. Every year we got to come up with new ways to express the same ideas. So, there you have it. But shit, I mean, a lot of people think AIDS was a manufactured disease. A lot of people think the coof is a manufactured disease. I'm an old woman buried in legal terms right now. Fair enough. Goon is just the opposite of a non-feeling robot? Question mark. Well, I mean, the term just came, all these unfortunately sad young men. I can give you an example of a pure goal. Let me see if I can find the guy. Let me see. I'm trying to find this guy who's like a meme, who's like, he's like an expert on Prime. And he talks about Prime like motherfuckers talk about sports. He's a perfect example of a goon. Hold on.
Abella Danger or Mia Khalifa? All right, guys, I know you love these.
This guy. I don't know who he is, but he does these things and they've gone viral.
Abella Danger or Mia Khalifa? All right, guys, I know you love these videos. Let's analyze it. Abella Danger. It's not even close to me. Look, Mia Khalifa, couple season hit wonder, 3-4 big videos at max. Listen, her small span in the industry, in the game is GOAT status, honestly. Unbelievable. The stats, the views, the performance, the fans, the notability. It's off the charts with her small span. But let's be honest, longevity is a huge factor when it comes to this industry, when it comes to these actresses. And Abella Danger has that. I mean, look, when you go and you look at just consistency, video after video after video, performance after performance after performance, working with big names such as Johnny Sins, that's where Abella Danger just takes the edge for me. Look, you can compare the attributes of both actresses as much as you like. I think Mia Khalifa has maybe a couple more strengths, but the truth is how are you entertaining your fans and how consistently can you do it for? Let's be real. Mia Khalifa has turned into a nuisance. Mia Khalifa, of all people, is giving out marriage advice and dating advice. And look, just stop. You're known for one thing. You made money for one thing. It's time to either go back to that one thing or disappear from the internet, how most people do, and she hasn't. And that's why I respect Abella Danger, because she acknowledges that she has made her money, her fame, her career, her fans in one specific area, in one industry, in one way, and she continues to pursue this one industry, this one way, this one brand, and she's never strayed away from that. She's never entered politics or controversy or anything outrageous like this. She sticks to her lane. She is loyal to her fans. She makes good videos, and she has decent attributes. And for that, you know, I always respect her. I think she's a go to the game, and that's why I have her over Mia Khalifa, and it's not even close. Yes, Mia Khalifa had a great stint. Yes, Mia Khalifa had a couple massive videos. Yes, she had a great performance in certain videos, but let's be honest, in terms of longevity and experience, Abella Danger wipes. And to me, those have to be some of the most important attributes. Now, let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree, but for me, it's Abella Danger, and it's not even close.
Abella Danger or
So yeah, that's a guy breaking down Abella Danger or Mia Khalifa. That's a goon. That guy is, listen, man. And you know what? Say he doesn't even look like he's 20. So how much porn has this kid watched to be this knowledgeable on these two hoes? And you said Abella Danger got paralyzed? Did she? I'm not saying you're wrong. Let's hit that. What? I'm trying to see. It looks like it's maybe a different person named Emily Willis. What is this? What? So she had so this girl. Are they explaining what the fuck happened? So this girl fell into a coma and due to drug use. So maybe it was ketamine. This girl named Emily Willis. Yeah, Emily Willis. So yeah, Dick Smasher 304. Shit, yeah. Right? I was expecting to pull out stats and charts. That's what he is. That's what it was, man. He's talking like an ESPN. Guess everybody has been a goon at some point. That's true, but that's the different. Everybody has their moments. That's the goon. That's what makes him a goon. The fact that he was talking like this is ESPN statistics. You know what I mean? He said obsessed with the big nose game. That's the difference between just a normal person and a goon. See, I never heard of Emily Willis. I'm not. I'm like I'm just, high and mighty, but I'm just not into. I've always kind of hated porn. Yeah, ESPN ain't different. Joy Taylor, and even before, man, I remember there's a book called "Those Guys Have All the Fun," talking about ESPN. Even back when it first started in the late '70s, early '80s, they were doing coke and having fucking orgies. I'm not bullshitting you. ESPN, they were doing coke and having orgies in their first 5 years on. Oh, yeah, well, technically it was Fox, yeah. But the entertainment business as a whole, freak-offs are common. I mentioned in my previous chat comment called Goon. Let's see. There's an older comic series early 2000s called Goons. About the name is unfortunate now. I see. Yeah, Goon. I know there was a huge. I remember Goon because he was in Tekken. But there was a huge wave in the late 2000s, early 10s of rappers calling themselves goons. That's where you get that goon music from. It was like some thug shit. But now people think of goons. They think of pervs, or at least, the younger generations do. But it is the same shit, just like a lot of things are. If I get it being turned on about something to the point where it's uncomfortable for a while. Yeah, that's another trait of a goon. Yeah, for the longest time, the hockey enforcer was called a goon. You needed a goon or two, related to hockey on your team to make sure people don't fuck with your team. You need a couple guys that was just down to skate and fight, or the goons from Popeye to sell, or you might have a old Batman. And he's like here, the Joker and his goons. Old Batman comic or cartoon saying some shit like that. So Goon definitely had a totally different context until the recent term, the recent mutated that phrase. Hockey player. Now, Nas a hockey player that won't stop playing with a stick. And, ironically, Goons used to basically skate around damn near without a stick. They were just looking to fight. But that was totally different context. Totally different context. Goons. So, that guy's a goon. Perfect example of a goon. And you know what? That's kind of, as funny as that is, or goofy as it is, it's kind of sad. Bro is like 20 years old and has spent so much of his life watching porn, man. That's why I'm trying to stay away from it, man. That's just I don't think that's good, man. I'm not judging nobody. Everybody is an adult. Well, not everybody, but everyone who is an adult, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Can't stop playing with his little stick. Yeah, man. You don't want to be that, man. I mean, we've all watched Prime. Let's not kid ourselves. But, you don't want to be. I am judging, right? And misspelling, fair enough. But we've all watched Prime. You don't want to be that serious about Prime. I mean, they talking about. Okay, first off, where is Gen Z? How old is Gen Z and how young is Gen Z? What are the age parameters? Because they talk about Gen Z is single, but I'm like, damn, ain't Gen Z only like 19, 20? Like, a lot of 19, 20-year-olds are single. It's 19 to 20, what the fuck? 20s. Is it the whole 20s? Because if the whole 20s, okay. But if it's just early 20s, I thought it was just early 20s. I guess we'll ask Google. Like they know. So, Gen Z. So, born between 97 and 2012 is what they selling with Gen Z. So, that is between 13 and 28. Okay. So, yeah, it's basically 20s then. Okay. Well, I saw something talking about Gen Z is the most single. But it's like, well, I mean, they're young. But I guess if they, 28, I don't know. Yeah, basically 97, late 90s. You watch so much, probably gonna go blind. So you're Gen Z. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were. I knew Richard was. I'm like, you're like a few years old. You're like 23, 24, if I remember correctly. So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, listen, just when we were talking about, you should believe 75% of the shit you see on the internet. I know I'll be quoting statistics. I probably shouldn't quote them because I'm sure a lot of them is bullshit or gotten in a way to make whatever point they try to make, because that's how a lot of statistics are. They figure out studies and figure out ways, and then they extrapolate from that study. Oh, this many percentage are this. It's like, are they really? Or you manipulate the numbers a little bit. So, I don't know. But damn. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Man, I feel bad for I feel bad for my generation too. We're fucked. But I feel who knows anything about porn stars? That is weird. I don't know. I don't even know most of these names. Said 90% of stats are made up. Fair enough. All the porn's like, yeah, stepdaughter, step sisters. What's all this step shit or incest porn? I think we talked about, like, why is all this porn talking about incest? What the fuck is the thing? That's how you know this shit is trying to manipulate the people into some weird shit, bro. There was a time where it was a lot of cuckold porn. That's how that term became so ubiquitous for us to use it. For us to use the term cuck. Because they was pushing that shit. And now they pushing all this, who is this shit turning on? All this stepbrother, stepdaughter shit. 89%, of course, gotta correct the statistics. But yeah, the porn industry is definitely some old manipulating people into some weird shit. Definitely. That's another reason to stay away from that evil shit, man. Shit evil. Thanks for having my back. Reason all porn by incest aim at teens who want to bang older women like your mom. What happened to the pool guy? Yeah, it used to be the pool guy, the pizza guy, some shit like that. Now it's you know what though, to add to Fizz's point, is that highlight on this? But you gotta think of how many motherfuckers again have been isolated. So you know, people, if you were 15 in the year 2020, you're 20, right? So you've been isolated for the age when you get into, you know, dating kids your age or whatever. And the only person you saw for 5 or 6 years, the only other opposite sex person may have been a step parent. So now something like that sounds a little bit more appealing than it would to any other generation. Because they was isolated the whole time. The only opposite sex person they was around was a step parent, or at least opposite sex person that didn't have the same DNA as them was their step parent. So that's why they do it. Yeah, there's no more plots and pores. That shit is that's back in the Skinamax days. That's some 90s shit. Most people aren't though, bro. Good for you. You know, and not everybody can hurry up tomorrow and look like the weekend and do well with the young ladies. Most do. We already see that guy your age. You know what? The guy who was going on about Bella Danger's field goal percentage from 3. Unfortunately, more motherfuckers your age are like him than like you. Because you do. You said it was huge even before the Kung Flu. Fair enough. But I'm just saying that's how I can have an even extra impact. But I mean, like I said, the cuck hole shit, there's all sorts of weird shit they will push on that front page. Don't think I'm the target audience. Fair enough. Yeah, hey, I apparently people like that album. I'm gonna be checking that shit out too. That Weekend album. I that fucking song with Cardi grew on me. You know, it's not perfect, but that beat, I like that beat. Apparently Pharrell made it, so that shit grew on me. So I'm gonna be to check out the Weekend's album. All jokes aside. Cool music. No. But you do kind of like the Weekend. Even you said people have said that. I mean, it is kind of it's a skinny, light-skinned dude with a beard. And just being grouped together by the trope. Music to go by. I kind of want to check it out. I do like the Weekend. Well, some of it. You know. What is with speaking of music, we talked a little bit Monday. What is with this Kendrick shit, man? His fans are crazy, bro. His fans are crazy. Like, and I'm seeing that being a thing. Like, people can't accept that you have a different opinion than them, man. It's always got to be this qualified this. Oh, you must hate yourself. Oh, you this. Oh, you that. All that. It's like, what the fuck? There's a lot of people who didn't like Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. Just deal with it. There's a lot of people who not the biggest fan of his music. Just deal with it. It's okay. They're not racist because they don't like Kendrick Lamar. That's fucking crazy. That's a crazy take, bro. There's plenty of black people who don't like Kendrick Lamar. And they're not all Drake fans, by the way. You know what I mean? And listen, I don't hate Kendrick Lamar. He's made some really good music over the course of his career. But I'm not a big fan of the recent stuff. I could care less about the Drake beef. And that's it. You know what I mean? I didn't even really watch the damn halftime show because I didn't give a fuck. I had shit to do. So I went and got some grocery shopping in and could care less about it. And it didn't go back to rewatch it because I don't care. I still haven't gave his shit a listen. And you know what? I'm not going to because I don't. It will be a lot easier for me. I've listened to like 3 or 4 Boldy James albums in the time since Kendrick dropped his shit. You know what I mean? It's like there's certain art. I already know what I like. I'd rather just listen to what I like. I don't want to think about, oh, do I? And then, you know, the little snippets, boom, bop, boom, 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 bam, type of shit you don't understand. I'm good on that, man. You know what I mean? I know Kendrick's got better lyrics than that. And I also, like I've said, I get that shit sells a lot more than the deeper shit. But I don't want to hear this shit either, man. And listen, if I don't care, man. I don't. You must like Drake, yeah. The reason why most anime is gooder stuff is because most anime is shonen. Shonen is advertised being for 10 to 16-year-old boys, but it's really only for 14 to 16-year-old boys, i.e. the pervs. What's crazy being a Kendrick fan and still being a Drake fan? Drake did on me. No, I mean, listen, I was never a huge Drake fan either. I think it's weird. I would have been called a hater in the late 2000s. I was called a hater for saying, you know, Drake, I think, is a pop artist and not being even too big on the Wayne train. Well, Wayne was at his peak, just rapping over everybody else's beat and having a cold freestyle. I thought that was bad for hip hop because it was like it didn't matter to make, you know, original songs didn't matter. Just hearing a Wayne freestyle. And now people are going back, oh, well, maybe Drake was never that good, or, oh, Lil Wayne was bad for hip hop. I was like, well, I told you this is 2009, and y'all called me a hater. White people, yeah, that's true. White people allies do love that shit. That's another thing. Let's stop acting like most Kendrick fans ain't white. Most hip hop fans are white, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we acting? Why don't we acknowledge this at some point that most hip hop fans are Caucasian? Why is that not an acknowledged fact? Because it is a fact. And it's been a fact for more of hip hop's life than it hasn't been, especially the past 35 plus years. Really, from NWA on, hip hop's from NWA and Beastie Boys on, hip hop's fan base has been majority white. And why we act otherwise to be the most, you know what I mean? I'll never understand. It's all so gay. That's why I only listen to music. The culture lame as fuck. Yeah, the culture is crazy. You know. Shout out to Big Meech, but why is him coming home a great thing? Why isn't he telling people not to do what he did? And you want to talk about conspiracy theory? Why doesn't anyone talk about the fact that more than likely his plugs with the government, just like the real Rick Ross's plugs with the government? Why don't we talk about this shit? But no, let's just celebrate Big Meech because BMF. You don't know what the stuff even is. Croatia know more about rap than me. He says it's probably true. I mean, listen, Kendrick Lamar's got some good music. I just don't like too much of his recent stuff. Hello Nasty. I didn't hate the Beastie Boys. They made some good music. But honestly, their biggest album is still License to Ill, I think, as far as sales goes. All the creative shit they made didn't sell as much as and that's just how it is. They were doing the little frat boy party rap. That shit sold in the mid 80s. When they wanted to do experimental sounds like, you know, Paul's Boutique or Check Your Head or you said Hello Nasty and all the other shit and mix all these sounds together, they had their niche. People fucked with them, but I don't know if I would be shocked if License to Ill is not still their highest selling album. I guess I could look it up since I'm talking about it. But that shit sold like 10 million or some crazy number. Let me see. So let me see highest. The best selling album is License to Ill according to Google. That shit went diamond. Check your head. Check your head. I mean, and again, we talk about mixing like samples with live playing and distorting all the shit they was doing. I mean, they was doing some real creative shit. They was some real before they time type dudes, and they don't really, you know, when people think Beastie Boys, they think fight for your right to party. And the sales will tell you why. Well, actually, can't. Let me get rid of the chat box again. So the first album, 10 million. Second album, 2 million. It didn't sell 2 million the first year. Paul's Boutique didn't sell until it became like a, you know, until years later. I think it offered though for We Gold the first year. Then you got Check Your Head, another 2 million. Ill Communication, that was another one I was trying to think of. 3.5, the Hello Nasty. That's the one with Intergalactic, Planetary, Galactic. That shit was pretty crazy. So that one, you know, back up 4 million. And then they got only one more platinum album to the 5 Boroughs in 2004. And then it's just, you know, the last couple albums. Obviously there's a gap, but it didn't do as well. There's some compilations. They do got this anthology album that did okay. But if you look at their career, most people are going No License to Ill. So, yeah. I think, was Hello Nasty or Ill I think Hello Nasty had Intergalactic. Yeah, it did have Intergalactic. I did like that song. That was a pretty big song. That might be the biggest song, honestly. Oh, yeah, they had Body Move. Yeah, that shit was kind of cold, Hello Nasty. I'm looking at some of the songs was on it. Body Moving. Body Moving. Yeah, Intergalactic might be the biggest song. Yeah, that was, video was crazy. Yeah, they had some crazy, they were pretty cool with their day. Shout out to the Beastie Boys. Rest in peace. Was it Ad Rock that passed? No. What did it say is? Okay, MCA pass. Damn, did MCA and Ad Rock pass? What the fuck? No, Ad Rock is still around. Okay, thank you. So MCA, well, rest in peace to MCA. MCA is the one who died. Shout out to 12 Play. Shout out to Ill Communication. My teenage years smoking blunts with a friend, putting that on. Hey Slasher. Shout out to 12 Play. Shout out to R&B. Make R&B great again. I mean, listen, I wish R. Kelly didn't do that shit. If R. Kelly would have just went to junior colleges, he could have pissed on as many college freshmen as he wanted and college sophomores as he wanted. Yep, MCA died in 2012, according to Wikipedia. I know I didn't have it up. I was just looking it up. And rest in peace. Check to see what UK's doing that led you down to Jersey, Be More, Afro stuff, and Piano. G got rabbit hole. Yeah, you do have a pretty wide vast of music. Yeah, R&B unfortunately is got eaten up by rap. I kind of hate what rap has become, man. I hate to say that, but it really, you know, and I know it's just the mainstream, but even, you know, I don't know. I feel like this was not how it's supposed to go. And I don't hate everything about rap, right? But it's just like, it wasn't supposed to be this. Granted, there is still a lot of originality in the. Yeah, I wonder if it's a coincidence. It's probably a coincidence. There is something to be said about when you talk about a lot of music being about love and relationships and working things out or whatever, and then other music being about violence and agitation and drug use. Whew, the drug use. And the name checking of these drugs. If you think the pharmaceutical, you know, already private prisons are for sure funding the hip hop industry. You think the pharmaceutical companies aren't either? Even that Dave Blunts can't put down the cup. promethazine with lean. I fell in love. Just in case you didn't know, promethazine is the shit you're looking for. Lockhart is the shit you're looking for. The actual brand name of this shit. We do love you, Israel. I mean, shit. You look at the people who run UMG. You tell me, Brandon Hollow. 90s rap have a smoothness. Yeah, the smoothness has died out. I want them to bring R&B back. Now, there is an independent R&B wave. Listen, there's independent waves of everything. The issue is we condition everyone to get everything from the mainstream. Got a superhero story about or a story about a superhero fight drug pushing rappers. Yeah, there's still some good R&B music. I was talking about Insta Scam, how bullshit it is. But I'm starting to follow like R&B pages and shit like that. Man, they was playing all this. They had this like reel or whatever the fuck it is when you scroll all these old school R&B shits. It's like, man, I want to try to make some of this. Boys to Men World Tour. They might be on tour. What if Boys to Men World Tour 2025? Boys to Men. They are on tour. How about that? We've come to the end of the road. Still I can't let it go. They'll be in Toronto next month. They'll be in Canada next month. So you can go see Boys to Men next month. So now, not only are they on tour, they'll be where you are next. Well, I don't know if you're Toronto, but they'll be in Toronto and Windsor, the 13th and the 14th. So you can go see them next month. You're not wrong, Fizz. Pretty much all rap is gay men singing about being murderers who get hoes. You're not wrong, bro. I mean, we already know. Shout out to Gaystalicious from the Boondocks, who was the canary in the coal mine, talking about how gay all these rappers are. And then post Diddy, post Jay-Z, post all this other shit. Now that's no longer a theory. But yeah, they on tour. They going everywhere. They going to Honolulu. They going to Japan, the Philippines, Indonesia. They touring shit. They are touring. They about to get this money. Fuck it. Good for them. Can we stop shouting out sexual predators? I would love there's got to be less of them. Unfortunately, the entertainment industry is nothing but them. But yeah, I feel we probably should. From dope boys to gay boys. Yeah, I mean, and that's the open secret of how everybody allegedly gets a deal. Now, do I know if it's everybody? I don't. People can sex tour. No, Boys to Men ain't a sex tour. They just singing well, I mean, I guess people probably could sex tour in Indonesia. Yeah, R. Kelly do got some bangers. My body's calling for you. They got a bunch of bangers, unfortunately. That's it, but I mean, he was a sick fuck. Did nobody tell him to be sick? That was on him. I mean, the memes are kind of funny when they say, "Well, R. Kelly did me," or "Diddy didn't touch me," and people dance to their music. And I don't, separate the art from the artist. That's always a thing that's said. I don't know. People are figuring that out with Kanye. A lot of his things, you separate the art from the artist. People have been figuring it out even with politics, right? How many people got mad at Robert De Niro because he didn't like Trump? Or got mad at even Mark Hamill because he didn't like Trump? You know what I'm saying? So there's all these different reasons. Obviously, political stance is not the same as a heinous crime. But there's still another situation where you got to decide how much do you value this person's art. And you know what? It's going to be a different decision for everybody. A different decision for everybody. For some people, it's like, man, this shit is too fucked up. I can't. I usually can, but with R. Kelly, it's a bit tough because so many of his songs are sexual, and to know And then, I did watch some of that Surviving R. Kelly, just to see how much of a system this was. For him going to different or going to the McDonald's across from this high school in Chicago, using all the different people he had around him. Then when the girl comes into the studio, they basically on their own for like 48 hours, almost what was it, like 12, 15 hours, no food, no water, just sitting in the room by themselves. All this manipulation and all this process too. There's all the resources dedicated to doing all this shit to underage girls that were a lot of them just underage. Some of them were like 17. It's like, what is wrong with this person? And so seeing that, it's just hard to then listen to a song. It's like, man, and then it don't help seeing all those weird. Richard is an R. Kelly fan. I mean, I guess you see what the Weeknd has influence. All jokes aside, no. But then you sent me that shit where R. Kelly's got a sign talking about 18 and up, which it clearly didn't matter. And it's just like, godly. And then he was in fucking Ethiopia talking about you have your passport, you can come back to me in America and shit like that. It's like he was just sex crazy. And you know what happened to R. Kelly when he was young? His music teacher, when he was like 10 or whatever, was fucking with him. So to all the people, I know that don't happen to everybody, but a lot of people, oh man, I wish I had, you see, you hear one of these perverted ass female teachers assault the kid, and then some of the perverted ass guys, oh man, I wish that had happened to me. Bro, you might become a sex crazed psychopath after that shit, bro. You might become a sex crazed psychopath. Indonesia's a majority Muslim commercial. There's a religion that is, there's a region that's majority Hindu. Well, boys to men, I mean, they not, it's, I think that's pretty tame. I think boys to men would be pretty tame. Cosby is a crazy one, yeah. He was telling kids, his whole thing is trying to tell kids to pull up their pants and all this other shit. It's like, motherfucker, will you stop drugging women? How about that, bro? And the fact that people knew about Cosby and didn't say nothing. Oh, shit. You put up the Ethiopia shit. This shit is...
I got it.
You got to be out of your...
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl. I got it. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. America.
He got a backup singer.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to come back with us to America?
That's a mental issue, bro. You should never be that sex crazed. Oh. So some of them were 8th graders. Oh, wait, am I muted? No, I'm not. Crazy work. Yeah, it's hard to separate sex crimes from artists. Oh man, I didn't know some of those girls were that young. But yeah, it might have. It was just talking about those type of schools that have middle school, high school mix. I know it was high school supposedly in Chicago. I didn't know some of the girls were even that young. That's even sicker. Cosby was dark. That Cosby really hit because you remember, you said Dr. Huxtable. Everybody watched him every week. It was the biggest show on television for like 5-6 years. And he was America's dad. He was one of the most wholesome characters in fiction of that time. And you're telling me this whole time he's drugging bitches? Come on, man. What? Yeah, well, now we know what's in those Jell-O pudding pots. He lost Jell-O. Or at least to another generation. I'm not sure what Jell-O was in the 70s and 60s, but there's no one who thinks of Jell-O who was around at that time who doesn't think of Bill Cosby. Yes, that's real. Passport bros him. Exactly. Jell-O ball swerve in that corner. If he could just piss on grown women, he would still be out now. But he had to, that motherfucker deserved to be under the jail, bro. And a lot of these motherfuckers, the motherfuckers we don't know about deserve to be under the jail. Like, when that shit was happening, I didn't know who the fuck Epstein was. I heard of that concept of having these different places where they were supposedly messing with kids and putting kids with celebrities to blackmail them. Kodak Phil, yeah. He was a big marketing guy. And, like, look at the shit he was into. Nobody had a fucking clue. Or no, none of us had a clue. Apparently, everybody in Hollywood knew what the fuck he was doing. Knew to watch your drink. Yeah. But I will say, Fizz, even when that episode came out, he had a sex tape that came out around that time, a little bit before the episode. So maybe a year or two before the episode, his infamous sex tape came out. Because R. Kelly was doing this shit for so long, he went to trial once. Because that wasn't his first trial. And in fact, the Boondocks might have been after the first trial or around the time of the first trial. He went to trial once, somehow got off, pause, and then went to trial again years later, and then didn't. Watch Fat Albert. Yeah, Fat Albert was a big show too, back in the 70s and the early 80s. So you watched him when you was 6. He was, and he was drugging women the whole time. Bill Cosby. Coca-Cola roofies not included. Shit, Coca-Cola damn near bad as a roofie on his own. But yeah, ironically enough, the R. Kelly stuff, he was already known as a. We took the Coke out and put the roofies in. Okay, well you can clean your battery with fucking Coca-Cola. You can clean acid. You can clean you whatever. Probably clean your toilets with that shit. Free him. No, keep that motherfucker in jail. Keep that motherfucker in jail. So yeah. Fuck R. Kelly. Just had cherry Coke feel fine. Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of this pop has just got so much damn acid in it. Definitely not the best for your health long term. Saw animation with that's crazy. Puffy gets taken advantage by Diddy Kong in prison. Allegedly, that's where he got the name Diddy from. Was Biggie supposedly making fun of him, calling him Diddy, as a Diddy Kong from he said Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, the infamous Super Nintendo game. Not infamous, but famous. Donkey Kong Country had Donkey and Kong and Diddy. He said, fuck Jug, got a solution. Yeah, it's final. Some people do just need the wood chipper, man. Some motherfuckers need the wood chipper. Because it's just like, what's your algo? That's wild. Well, I mean, you see wild Diddy shit all the time in these algos. So, that's just, how it fucking goes. Short drop, sudden stop. They did sue that guy who had a restaurant called Super Mario, and they lost actually. And not Diddy. They did not. Yeah, they did. They literally did. They never sued P. Diddy for Diddy Kong. They legit sued a guy who had a restaurant called Super Mario, and they lost because they don't own a restaurant. You can't just trademark something ubiquitously. You have to trademark something for a reason. And they've never owned a restaurant. There's no restaurants. And they still don't own any restaurants, to my knowledge. So that's why they lost. There's no reason to confuse Super Mario, the random pizza place, and wherever the fuck it was. I forgot where it was. Or whatever. I don't know if it's a pizza place. I'm assuming it was just Italian because the dude was Mario. But, it's like, okay, this random place in New Jersey or wherever the fuck, Wisconsin. It's like, yeah, another thing, you can't trademark a person. Like, there's other Marios that exist. Like, not just yours. And the sign didn't look like, they didn't invoke Super Mario. Oh, it wasn't even America. That's even worse. That's even pettier. That's so petty. That's super petty. I'm glad they lost. Jeez, this corporation be wanting to do anything. By the way, speaking of evil corporations, you guys remember, and I may have mentioned this once, but I want to mention it again just in case because I covered it. They had that story in Florida with Disney. They were trying to basically, this woman died because they didn't respect her allergies. She told her and her family told the chef at the restaurant she had I think it was a shellfish allergies. They said that they could handle it. They didn't. The woman ended up dying. Her EpiPen didn't even work. And they were trying to get the suit thrown out based upon the guy having, or somebody in the family having used Disney Plus. That element has changed. So basically, they are not going to get the suit thrown out. They just gone now. I don't think the suit or any decision has been made final as to who's going to win, but it will not be thrown out. They will see the case. They will get their day in court at least. Obviously, that was a scary precedent if it went through, but I feel like the Uber one, there was a similar one with Uber, and I feel like that one may have been a little bit more different. Oh, I do remember that one. Since your dildo's talking about, Disney sued this guy in the UK when his kid who died and loved Spider-Man, his dad made a headstone with Spider-Man, and Disney did not like that. I do remember that. That was a pretty big story when it happened, Richard. Oh, you talking about Super Mario when you search this. They gave him shit over this headstone. Yeah, that shit happened probably 10, maybe a little longer than that, years ago. But yeah, I do remember that story. Why do you even care if you're Disney? It's a headstone. It's a headstone. It's like, what? How can this infringe upon your copyright? No, it was about 5 or 6 years ago. It's a lot sooner than that. So I see stuff from 2019. Shit, I thought it was longer than that. It was only 6 years ago. Still sick, either way. And apparently there's another story about them suing a family for using Lightning McQueen from Cars. That's a more recent story from 2 years ago now, 2023. So they're still doing this thing. They're still doing this. Yeah, who's going to see it? The Undertaker. Not the Undertaker, but the actual Undertaker. No one's going to see this thing outside the family, and it's a way of helping kind of remember their son. Like, why do you have to be evil? That's just evilness. That's literally being evil for evil's sake. You will lose money because you gain nothing from it. You have to spend the cost to go through a lawsuit. It's unreal. 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 Do they be on Facebook? I mean, nowadays you can have AI look it up. Yeah, nobody in this company thought this is a terrible look and frankly evil. We shouldn't do this. That's crazy. Like, who does that? Oh shit, has Nintendo done the same thing? This AI talk about, fuck this AI. Okay, maybe Nintendo does not do the same thing. It just goes back to Disney. I thought, okay, it was just one of those little weird things. So yeah, okay. Where can I apply for a job? I stalk a guy named Mario. Was it in Colombia? The Super Mario guy was. Local news had a story that they found out about it. Unreal stuff. But there's no money to be made on a gravestone. That's the thing. What do they feel like they need to license out the gravestone? That they nobody should be selling a gravestone without their permission? Is that their thought? Why can't they just say, "Oh, it's a gravestone. We're not gonna get into the gravestone selling business. Let's just be humans and not do this. It's not worth it." But I will say this. Unfortunately, companies like Disney can't even make a PR mistake. I mean, Disney still exists. They can't. They are almost too big to fail. There's no PR mistake bad enough to get rid of that core fan base. You can lose, a lot of them are gone, but a lot of them still exist. A lot of people still every year going to go to Orlando, to that damn park, and spend a lot of money every year. They still fight Power World. I remember everyone was wondering what was going to happen with them in Power World when Power World dropped. And at first it looked like they was going to let it go, but obviously that did not happen. Too retarded to be that evil. Who knows what they think? I don't know what they think. I mean, Power World, one thing is like the concept of a Pokemon, I don't know if, or just a monster. Like, there were a lot of similarities between Power World and Pokemon. We even played Power World for a little bit. I don't know if it's $1,000 a ticket, but how they gonna get you is, even if it's, I think it's like $100 a ticket, which is still a big deal. But I mean, where you gonna stay? You gonna stay at a hotel, right? So the hotel gonna hit you over the head. Being in the park, then there's all these extra special passes that's gonna hit you over the head. Or you want to be get first in line, or the fast lane, you got to sit in this line. It's all sorts of shit to hit you over the head. So you're going to end up spending a couple $1,000 if you go. Shout out to Six Flags. And yeah, but Power World, I mean, a lot of people saw that shit coming. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how that shit goes. I feel like that's the things that are similar to me seem too generic to be trademarkable. I get that there are some individual pals that look like individual Pokemon, so maybe you get those changed, but the concept, and then the game itself had too many different, it obviously had a lot of survival and crafting elements that were different than the main Pokemon game. So the game to me was way different, and I don't think I'm not saying they're going to lose outright, but I don't see them winning. Now, I also understand that when you're a big corporation and there's a property that may interact with your property or may share the same fan base, but it doesn't necessarily have the same budget, there's other ways to win a lawsuit than winning a lawsuit. And, I mean, you could just legalize, and that's the thing that scares you about corporations. They can just legally bully somebody where they just out-litigate you, and they draw the thing out, and it takes resources and legal fees that you just don't have, that the big corporation does. I'm going to sue a guy named Ash. Oh, it's a ketchup shop called Ash Ketchup. They might. Don't give them any fucking ideas. They'll do it. They will fucking do it. From Madagascar. Though my company is in America. Again, don't give them any ideas. Cause I mean, I don't know. To me, they shouldn't even. That Power World shit should have been thrown out. Right? Well, the nerds are. That's the gimmick, right? That's hustle. I don't know what these nerds really want. Maybe some of them still do. Maybe some of them still want a job at Disney. I couldn't tell you. But wanting Disney to do better, nah. I need myself to do better, man. Shit, now they can use AI to look all this shit up. Now they don't have to manually do it. But I mean, obviously they were doing it before AI. But now you can just use the AI to have it scan for things that may be legalized, maybe some of legal interest. Yeah, that's for us normies. You only sue people who can pay it if your case is solid. If you're Disney, you sue somebody to just stop and sue somebody that not exist, because you're willing to pay the money to get rid of a competitor. So in the case of or Nintendo, we were talking to both of these companies. Nintendo is suing Power World because of its quote unquote similar. Yeah, they sue to ruin you. So a big company is going to sue this smaller company to try to get them put out of business. So they not regardless of whether they have a case, they'll just eat up the case. Now that can't always backfire if the small group has enough, whatever support, whatever to stay on line, and then you end up losing a major suit because of a countersuit. That can always backfire. There's always that chance. But or nuking grieving dads. Yeah, that's just real sick. Have I watched anything Disney in 3 years? It's a Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale. I haven't really watched. I'm trying to think. Last Disney. I think the last Disney thing I watched was Shang-Chi. As far as a new thing, which I did watch that. I think I went to the theater to see that. Because remember when you couldn't go to theaters? So I just started going to theaters to see any old fucking thing. Yeah, I think it might have been Shang-Chi. I still haven't seen X-Men 97. I still haven't seen that. And that's a Disney thing. Chip and Dale movie was a parody of the film industry. I see. You don't want to sell? Yeah. That happens too. You don't want to sell your company to us? Files bogus suit to eternity. Yeah. The Little Mermaid, the correct version. Man, I didn't want a black Little Mermaid. That story is a fucked up story to me anyway. This whole sells out her whole species for some random peen. Like, is she like 15 or 16 in that story too? If it's a debt collector, the person has no money, they're exempt, basically. Yeah. You can also, and that's another thing you can do. You can file, I know it's different bankruptcy filings that can get you out of debt and things like that. Oh, worse, 14. Excuse me. You don't want to start selling ketchup, Cotronese, Madagascar. See, I never really liked the whole 80s, 90s Disney resurgence. That was all. I never really liked The Little Mermaid. I never liked it as much as even Beauty and the Beast, which my favorite was The Lion King and Toy Story. Obviously, Toy Story was a Pixar, but it was still considered, that was before Pixar was bought by Disney, even though they were still attached to some of those films. But I just the premise of the fucking movie is not good. It's not a positive premise. So keep her white, man. The black community don't need that shit. The black community don't need that shit. Now, and saying that, everybody spurging about it was definitely something that made me like, okay, I don't know if I want to be in the fandom anymore. It was already a lot of stuff. They was buck breaking Superman. It was a lot of shit all at once. It's like, you know what? I'm done. They were attached to all Pixar's films. Okay. I know, some people try to say the Pixar films before they sold to Disney are better than the ones since. I don't know what that separation period is, but like you said, they were attached to all of them. We have Sexy Red. Do we? Where the fuck is she? They replaced him with Dave Blunt's. And I'm sure they'll replace him with somebody next. But yeah, I thought that the spurging about it was just as goofy as that movie. It's like, come on, bro. I don't like when people spurg about things they don't give a shit. So 2006, okay. That was the separation point. Obviously, like you said, those early movies were still attached to Disney. I think Disney was still I want to say publisher, like it's a game. I forgot is it distributor? Is that the proper term for film? She was, she did. She said, I think the industry just found some hood girl, gave her attention or gave her a camera, and I ain't seen her since. Distributor is the term. Okay. It's the equivalent of what I think of with a developer and publisher as far as games, where you have a studio that actually produces the movie and then another studio distributor or another entity distributor. Her and I ain't being able to swim. Listen, fuck you, but some black people can't swim. She did. Somebody win the Olympics with her sister won the Olympics. Like Warner Brothers is the distributor. The bigger companies are the distributors. But yeah, to me the thing about Sexy Red was all the like debauchery and like she got songs talking about chlamydia, discharge, and all this disgusting shit. Like, what is going on? What is happening? And I mean, that you want to talk about somebody who didn't sell? I mean, with all the attention she got, nobody really listened to her music. You know what I mean? They put so much money behind her, put so much attention behind her. I don't think does she even have a gold album? Sorry, I'm smoking. Or gold song? Let's hit the Wikipedia. I don't think she does, man. Okay, she does have a gold project, a gold mixtape. She has one gold project after all the shit they put this chick on. Oh yeah, the F her baby daddy. Hood's hottest princess is the only shit that made that went gold. She's got 3 mixtapes. Oh yeah, then she had that Pound Town shit. Okay. I'm like, damn, we really look at it. She didn't really. It's a Pound Town went platinum, and a Ski Yee went platinum. And get it? Okay, so she does have a few gold singles. Okay. Oh, you talking about Ice Spice? Who apparently Richard has seen. They call her Isis. That's her real name. And let me just show y'all the Wikipedia. So, as far as projects, only one would go. I think this is the one with all the singles that would go. She had that Pound Town, which was kind of the first song that I remember hearing about her. And then that Ski Yee, they both went platinum. Get It Sexy went gold. She has this feature with Glorilla that also went gold. Oh yeah, then she got this Bruno Mars song. So I guess she did Bruno Mars. He in debt to the fucking to Vegas. I'm not sure y'all heard that shit about Bruno Mars allegedly owing like $50 million to Vegas. Shout out to gambling. But yeah, a lot of they said the music industry made more money than movies, and it's like, how? Yes, she is a horror rapper. She is indeed a horror rapper whose best years are probably behind her. We'll see how it goes. Jesus Christ. Just an hour of Alora's time and just filing a statement of a claim could be $1,000. That's crazy work. And then you imagine how many countless hours into these lawsuits. Is probably spending millions upon millions of dollars for these big money lawsuits. Yeah, the numbers, I mean, we know there's bot farms. And we know that the way they calculate numbers is by streams now. So, I mean, the bot farm thing is a open secret. And ironically, this is how evil the industry is, and this is why a lot of people are trying to get their music off of Spotify. What they're doing is they're only attacking the if you are a legitimate artist and you get legitimate traction on your music, they accuse you of being a bot and take your music down. While the industry, they use bot farms for sure for these guys and gals, but they don't take them down. So it's real bullshit. Real bullshit. So yeah, I'm not sure if I trust these numbers either. And honestly, man, the only reason I'm releasing on Spotify is because I'm scared they're gonna take my shit and steal it. Because that's another thing. People who don't release their shit on Spotify, different people will steal it and act like they copyright your shit, and you got to fight to, they'll copyright claim you on your own. That still could happen, but I think putting your shit on Spotify at least give you a little bit more of a chance. I don't know. The industry is so evil. even trying to be independent has gotten a lot harder because they don't want independent artists to exist. They still want you to get everything through the major label system, which, to be fair, most people do get things through the major label system. So, it is what it is, unfortunately. Because, most fans still listen to major label artists. They don't go out and seek artists on their own. So, it is what it is. And yeah, they have engagement stats. That's what they, because if lots of people are watching you, whether it's good or bad, now they can attach you to different brands, and now that brand has visibility through engagement, good, bad, or otherwise. Even if it's, to dislike or to make fun of or whatever. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just, it is what it is. We have to. I know that in many ways there's a lot of things more important in the world than this. But in many ways, this is, one of the big things that move the world is pop culture, is music, is movies, is TV shows, is games. And there is some push to independent creators of all these different mediums. But that push has to get more normalized, has to be, more people, right? We used to allow the mainstream to be the tastemakers for us. Whether that was movies, whether that was video games, whether that was music. And they're no longer reliable tastemakers. And that should be obvious to anyone who's been consuming media over the past 5 or 10 years. So we have to stop using them as such. Stop just, okay, who's the new artist that comes out? It always bothers me when we act like, oh, yeah, like this person just started making music. It's like, no, there's something behind it, man. And then, yeah, AI is a whole other can of worms. And ironically enough, man, there's some artists I'd rather AI just replace. No disrespect to Tom McDonald. I think AI can do better than what he can do, man. I know that's a controversial statement. I know I saw Matt get lit up with that shit. And one great thing about the internet, you can it does allow you to ignore to bypass the mainstream. That's why there's mainstream artists I still don't know. Yeah, if AI can write a good story, goodbye Dave Plus. Yeah, who knows how long. I hope the guy can get his weight together. I hope I can get my weight together too. I hope he can get his weight together. I hope he don't die. But yeah, we've seen that, real people can't create a good story anymore. Or at least not, again, the mainstream. Now maybe there's some good independent stories that more people need to hear. And then the death of physical media. I gotta hope that physical media makes a comeback. I mean, it kind of already has. I don't know if she's even a quarter of his body weight. I mean, he is a huge dude. Owlman. Well, I mean, listen, shout out to Owlman. But we just talked about different properties. Unfortunately, Owlman's not, Owlman's a DC property that you're making a fan fiction to. You need a wholly original thing, And hey, it's good to keep doing because now, you get the work in and you get the following. So I'm not telling you not to do it, but we need wholly original properties, man. How long is it till AI produced show or movie, no humans? We're probably within 5 years, maybe less. Would that be a bad idea to even do yourself? Anyone in this chat could try to do an AI produced content if they wanted to. AI produced regular content. I'll try to create original properties. Nobody wants them. That's the counter of that. It's hard to get a property contained to nothing or that has no. And this is why we get so many sequels and remakes. When you have exactly, Retro Richard has 3K reads. Part of that, even though I think it's some good stuff, I'm not trying to knock the actual quality of the writing and whatever. I'm just saying that's why there's a positive to doing that. Because now if you can keep those people who read and like your content, or to keep them when you do something original, now you got to build their fan base. So I'm not knocking it, but I'm just talking about from the consumer standpoint. We need wholly original properties outside that are not connected to mainstream. I mean, there's a place for fan fiction. There's some great fan fiction movies, or fan made movies with different content. So there's a place for that, and that is a good way to kind of build up a fan base. And yeah, it's nice. Hey, Scrambles, how you doing, man? The show from Hollywood about a decade ago, they had a storyline with the agent gloating by software that writes screenplays. I don't remember. I'm assuming, for some reason I want to say Entourage. Let's say Entourage 2. Maybe it was Entourage. Yeah, you said thanks. Okay. But that technology did exist around a decade ago. I remember seeing that shit. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not high quality, but you can't. You do understand, like, listen. I don't want to discourage you. I think it's pretty solid, man. So keep writing. But like, if you wanted to produce a cartoon of it, you'd have to, unless you change every single character name, which may be worth doing if you want to do something more with it. You would get sued immediately. We just talked about lawsuits. We were just talking about lawsuits. If they're going to sue somebody for having fucking Mario in a different country, you know what I'm saying? So it's more of, that's why original properties are important. Not getting sued, be able to do whatever you want with it. Doing pretty well. Have your girlfriend over. Congrats. Happy Valentine's Day to you both. Tomorrow, haven't had any long time. Well, good luck. Oh, man. It's ever. Well, good luck to you both. Maybe you have somebody animated. Doing someone, Fans say you can maybe animate it. So happy about not able to deal with writers anymore. Practical effects. I think practical effects look better in movies, but they like doing the CGI. CGI is still expensive. It still costs a lot of money to do CGI. So, that's the thing. But they still like using it because it's, I don't know why they like using CGI, honestly. I don't sharing with you, Pop. I don't know why they like using CGI more than practical effects. I really don't. Said eventually. And listen, I don't know. I know animation is expensive and difficult. It's like I said, I wish you the best. I'm not knocking what you're doing. It's obviously having results, and honestly, it's a good way of keeping something. It's a good way of staying active with writing. One thing you have to do with any art is be active. And then you talked to me about potentially doing a spinoff with Catman and shit like that. So I'm not telling you not to do that, but definitely at one point you're gonna want to have your own original properties. Shit, you even reached out to, not to tell you everything, but I don't. Did that guy from DC ever hit you back? Because I mean, even if you want to go through DC, they may never hit you back. I'm not treating you how Donkey Kong treats Mario. And they both made a bunch of money together. Fuck. See, that's the thing. I'm just, unfortunately, that's the gift and curse of using a different property for creating. That's the same thing with sampling. No, that's why I'm using TrackLib to sample, because at least you can allegedly clear. But if I try to put a song out there, especially after that 9 on my hip fiasco, if I put a song out there with a sample, it might get more attention because of the sample, but I also might have more legal issues because of the sample. And even as an independent artist, because I still don't know what happened to that guy who made that song. Ironically enough, he thought it was all free sample pack or some shit. Did DK just throw things at him? Yeah, I think he did just throw barrels. So Rich on Twitter. Oh, he don't have Twitter. Got to drive home. We'll be listening. That's what's up, man. I hope everything goes for you. So it's been 3 years for both of us. Both of y'all know the pandemic messed up a lot of people's whole dating swag. Hey, listen, check out man. Put the Wattpad in the chat. You know what I mean? Gracious, call you gorilla. Stop. But no, put the Wattpad in the chat, man. You know, have more people read it. If you haven't checked out, it's out, man. Could get pretty brutal, but it's, you know, solid. It's pretty good. And listen, man, keep writing. But I would, if there's an encouragement, is eventually it ain't got to be tomorrow. It ain't got to be today. You know, but long term, you need to come up. Okay, what's the original property? Because that one you could do more with. Now, I would say long term, keep doing what you're doing, and then try to convert them onto an original. Convert the readers, and she fuck with this onto original properties. Yeah, and that's yeah, I do got to keep writing. Lyrics writing is the issue with me, but that's another can of worms. But you're right, Fizz. Same with the boys to some extent. Pretty much the only reason Invincible comic got traction is that's a mentally unstable Superman with Zod as his dad. It wouldn't get attention if it was more original. True. So maybe the long term is not necessarily, you know, you can retell this story as original characters. Maybe the long term is just changing the name of everybody, but having everybody still be who they are. So this the main character's patriarch is still a Batman-like character, and the matriarch is still a Wonder Woman-like character with the actual birth parents. Because that's the premise of this. The Owlman comic is what if Joker and Harley Quinn had a son, but it was raised by Batman and Wonder Woman, and that's what makes it cool. So you can still do that as the premise, but you just come up with your own version of Batman, come up with your own version of woman, and that's the best way of having best of both worlds. And that's what Invincible has found out. That's what the boys have found out. Where okay, clearly they're the Justice League, right? The boys. That's obviously what they're going for. Super Smash Bros. That was the name of no, the that wasn't the OG. The very first Mario game was just Donkey Kong. Super Smash Bros. Came out in the 90s. Was it N64, I think. So that is still an older game, the original, and they've made sequels pretty much every iteration, every new system. They've made a new Super Smash Bros. And the whole idea of Super Smash Bros. Initially, it was all the Nintendo characters coming together. But since it's just every video game character that they can get in, they put it in that game. There's no super old one pre-Nintendo? I don't think so. But that doesn't mean I'm right. That doesn't mean there wasn't like a Smash Bros. Of some kind that Nintendo could have bought. Bateman versus Gooner. No, don't call it Bateman. So I would say I am definitely not knocking you. I'm trying to keep you out of court. I'm trying to keep you out of court. If you think that Nintendo's going to sue somebody over Super Mario, and you know, you might not get a call if Owlman becomes super popular. You know what I'm saying? So Mario's first appearance is Donkey Kong. That's what I thought. We were just talking about lawsuits. Shit, there's a argument that some of that shit is legal when it comes to parody laws, but nobody gives a fuck about that when the lawyers are involved. Yeah, that's just Donkey Kong. Listless. You talk about when Mario's going up the ladder, he's just throwing barrels. That's just the original Donkey Kong. That's the original. That's the OG Donkey Kong. Yep, that was just Donkey Kong. Yep, and then they made Donkey Kong 2, I think, which was similar. And Super Smash Brothers was like 10 years later for the N64. Which N64 didn't even sell that much. Oh, shit. I forgot all about that. No, Batman was liberal and Robin was quote unquote base. That would be funny. Still on the table, yeah. So that is one loophole, is to change the character enough where it's not N64 got bigger because of emulators. Yeah, in its original lifespan, it only sold like 35 million copies of the system, which I was like, really? I thought everyone had it. But like, no, it was one of the worst selling Nintendo systems, which I didn't realize as a kid. Popeye's public domain now. Wow. That's another thing. There are ways around it. There are ways around it because obviously, unfortunately, Fizz, you're right. They don't want original properties. So you can either take a property like a Popeye. We see people do stuff with like the werewolf and Dracula and Sherlock Holmes, other characters that are in public domain have been public domain for a minute. No, but if you make an interesting version of Popeye, you can. If you're willing to write it, you get a leg up off of using Popeye as opposed to being completely off the original. Billy Batson is also public domain, but you cannot call the book Captain Marvel. Wow. People start writing books to adapt. We're done. Yeah. So I didn't know Billy Batson was public domain. That's crazy. But obviously, Captain Marvel, that's a copyright shit show. Where basically, I think it was actually Timely Comics before it was DC or one. Maybe it's not, but whatever it was. No, it was Timely Marvel before Marvel. Whatever it is, both the owners of the original Captain Marvel had the copyright. They let it lapse. Marvel ended up taking the copyright when it lapsed and then using the character. And yeah, National Comics, thank you. So it was National Comics. Was the original owner. I know they got bought out like a lot of comics companies did by DC or maybe even Action Comics. I couldn't tell you the order or everything happened. But basically, they had originally copywritten the character Captain Marvel, which I think they even got some sort of issue between them and Superman. But in any event, the copyright issue or the copyright lapsed. It wasn't renewed. Marvel jumped on it and created a character called Captain Marvel with it. And so there's two Captain Marvels, but one is basically Marvel just as a brand kind of bullied DC out of calling him Captain Marvel. And now they call him Shazam. Which, had happened, even though Shazam was initially the Wizard, if I remember correctly. But that's where we are. That's where we are. And, now they have the Shazam kids and all this other shit. Yeah. But yeah, there are ways around it, Use it, even though maybe nobody cares about a certain character, you'll have some brand recognition, right? So I would say come up with original things, but using a brand either as a direct, use a brand as like a direct thing where you ape off the brand and use sort of like the premise of the brand. Like, like we were talking about where you still change the character's name, but this is basically Superman. This is basically Batman. This is basically Spider-Man. Or you could use a character that has been forgotten and still come up with something interesting. It's a way of still having some brand recognition for a new property. Shazam sounds corny. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Shazam. I like it. It sounds kind of silly. You said make a Popeye struggle as a YN. It sounds ridiculous. But, I mean, shit, if you made an interesting story, people will fuck with it. And you can do whatever you want with it. You could use it, someone hears that premise, they may roll their eyes, but it might get more eyes to the property than otherwise. Because we know, to me, what's become the biggest issue for the majority of creatives is how do you get eyes on your product? I know Fizz, obviously, you talked about your struggles. You're going to have to look that up on your own. It's Young. There's a certain word. He pops the ops with eyes, cuz. Yeah, there you go, Richard. That's a little bit more stream friendly. But like, it's hard to get eyes on a property, man. It's hard to get eyes on a property of originality of any kind. That's become the big struggle too for anybody who's creative. And it's intimidating, man. It's intimidating to even think to like, man, ain't nobody gonna hear this shit. Ain't nobody gonna see this shit. Ain't nobody gonna know this shit even exists. It's so hard to get your shit out there. Shit, y'all still joke about Hunter J or whatever, the only reason we know him is because he was trying to promote his fucking video game. And no one knows about, everyone forgot about his video game, and more people know about this weird shit than the shit he was trying to promote. You know what I'm saying? Only reason I've ever came across that dude was because he was trying to promote his video game, and Nerdporio had him on stream, and I happened to be in the chat, say, hey, I'll have you on stream. And, you know, the rest is infamy. But, you know, that's how hard, that's what he was actually, he was supposed to be promoting this game. And he started talking about giving fat bitches Fago. And all sorts of racist shit for no reason. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But yeah. So it's like, it's hard to get your eyes on something creative. It's hard to get your creative pursuit out there. And I hate making, you know, I like making videos. At least hundreds of people watch them now. I get a couple hundred views, but it sucks. Like, I wish I could get more views. I hate that when I have an opinion that's not that popular, and I can't get more views to it. And then when I do, people act like I'm trolling because people are so fucking, that still pissed me off that Luka Doncic video, which was obvious. That I said ownership is to blame, not the GM. And people, oh, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean what I mean? It's the fucking owners' decision. The owners can veto a fucking trade, you idiot. And then all the owners that came out and said, you know, the reasons they didn't really want Luka. And one owner has talked about why he wanted to trade. So, like, I'm not wrong. Why you bullying me? I'm right. But whatever. That's another can of worms. Just a hater. People want to hate you. People want to hate on what you got to say just because. People want to hate. People want to talk shit about it. People want to laugh at it. So that's the struggle as a creator. People don't want to take you seriously. People want you to be a joke, for you to be a meme. Why did they want him? Because they were worried about his conditioning. Let me see if I can find the owner's quote. Okay, Patrick Dumont is the guy. Let's see if we can cover this. And I think they also didn't want to pay him because he was going to be eligible for that Supermax. After Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade, and hopefully you guys get to see all the shit I'm looking at. Hopefully they actually say it. If you look at the Grace of the League, the people you grew up with, Jordan, Bird, Kobe, Shaq, they work really, really hard every day with a singular focus to win. And if you don't have that, it doesn't work. You should be a part of the Dallas Mavericks. And the real thing is this work really, really hard. The rumor, and I think it is, they didn't like his conditioning, which I'm not telling you that. That's what he said. He, in his mind, if he's saying this in response to the trade, his opinion was that Luka didn't work hard enough. And they shopped him to multiple places, by the way. They shopped him to Milwaukee, and what other team was the Knicks? I know for sure Milwaukee. And they shopped him around. So this idea that they didn't shop around, that's not even true. They did. So, but everybody's mad at Nico Harrison for doing his job. He did what they wanted him to do. And yeah, he took him to the finals last year. I'm not telling you it's legitimate. I think it's bullshit. I think it's more likely they just didn't want to pay him. But at the same time, it was the ownership was cool with the trade. Not only were they cool with it, it was probably their idea. The GM cannot make this decision, not this decision on his own. And not for what he got. I mean, you know, AD ended up getting hurt, the next week? Jesus Christ. So, I mean, an owner, it takes an owner to make this type of deal. Now, the GM can shop it because, like I said, they shopped it to Milwaukee. I want to say the other team was the Knicks. They ended up settling for AD and the Lakers. I'm not saying I would have did it. I'm not saying they should have did it. I'm just saying that's what they did. Hey, El Gordo. Oh, whoa. Pause. Oh, wow. It's a bit more information than we needed, El Gordo, but I'm glad you had some fun. Yeah, it was his first game. He got hurt. AD. Jokic better watch out. His condition might get him traded. Yo, that was wild information. Jokic is like, yo, I was saying this to Richard, bro. Like, okay, Luka and LeBron kind of have to win. And he was talking about Jokic. I'm like, well, if Jokic beat him, then he needs to have custody of Bronny. Because he's LeBron's father. He's the whole team's father. If Jokic win a championship this year, the league do need to stop because it's over. And listen, Jokic is having a crazy year. He should win the MVP this year. He'll more SGA, I guess. But I kind of feel like it's Jokic again. I'm sorry. You guys are family. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, again, wasn't expecting the awkwardness, but hey, it looks like everybody's getting lucky, I guess, because Scrambles has a date or something like that tomorrow. So happy Valentine's Day for everybody. Dry hump. Hey, you gotta take what you can get in these mean streets of rage. You gotta take what you can get in these mean streets of rage, man. But yeah, that Luka trade it still is a crazy thing. Shit, I even heard. I didn't even come up with this conspiracy thing. I think it was Dwayne Wade saying that ownership, the NBA just wanted this in general to bring Luka to LA. And it's deeper than just even the ownership. That the whole league wanted this. And maybe, I mean, obviously, Bron can't play forever. Love him or hate him, he's still the biggest star in the league. So LA, obviously AD's career is even his best days are probably also already passed. So you do want a young star or your biggest franchise in the biggest market. I guess the Knicks are still a bigger market, but I mean now they're starting to be a better team. Obviously the Knicks, those crazy fans don't need much to be happy about. So it does make sense. As long as Joker's in the playoffs, is nothing guaranteed. Then what does that say about the league? Like I'm not disagreeing with you, but man, to me, that will hurt Bron legacy more than anything. It's not be winning a championship with Luka, because that would be like you literally had one of the best players in the league at their prime on your team, and you didn't win a championship. Not saying that's gonna happen. I mean, shit, they was already missing AD and they was still winning games. They beat the Knicks without AD. Talking about the Lakers, without AD or Luka, so they was getting it together anyway. And I gotta say, you know what? I said I'll give it till almost the All-Star break to talk about that goofy dookie, aka JJ Redick. But I gotta give him his credit. He at least better than Darvin Ham. That's quantifiable now. Luka he is gonna beat the Hollywood. I ain't gonna listen to it. Hey, he still might be right, even if his son is taking dick from the back. I think there's a non-zero chance that the league has something to do with this trade. Bring Luka into that Hollywood world. Make Luka a part of the Hollywood system. Help to amplify Luka. They do need a big star in LA. Just for what the league is. I know we're in the era where the world is flat. You can be a star anywhere. You don't necessarily need to be in New York, LA to be a big star. I get that. But the powers that be still like tradition. And then, the LA is a traditional team. There are certain teams that's different. The New York Yankees, the LA Lakers, the Dallas Cowboys, win, lose, draw, good year, bad year. Even the Dallas Cowboys being shitty every year, it still matters. Even when the Knicks are shitty every year, it still matters. They still push it. They still talk about it. Oh my God, what's going on with the Cowboys? Why are they shitty? That's just certain franchises, certain teams that are always going to be talked about. When the Lakers were shitty for years, they were still talking about the Lakers. What are they going to do? So putting him on the Lakers, I can believe that the league wanted this to happen. Trading asses. Yeah. Luka's gonna go to some eyes wide shut party. Now this probably was eyes wide shut parties in Dallas too, but he's definitely gonna see some wild things if he hasn't already in LA. And they don't really have a star lined up for after LeBron. They got stars, but they don't have like an international star lined up after LeBron. They're not going to make the same mistake they made with Jordan and then wait on a Kobe or somebody to come along. They're going to try to install them this time. And, let's see who wins between Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson and all these other motherfuckers. They're not going to do that. Not this time. They're going to try to hedge their bets and put some chips on Luka. And, they're putting chips on Wemby, too. No disrespect to SGA. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of chips in Oklahoma City just asset-wise with all those damn draft picks they got. So I'm not trying to say he's out of it. But they're clearly, Wemby, Luka, as far as the next 10 years, these are the guys that they're going to push. There are no American stars anymore. I mean, even SGA is Canadian. There's not too many American stars that really, I think they might have given up on American stars. I mean, you got Anthony Edwards, but obviously his team just got made worse over the past year with the trade away cat. I mean, that gives him space to be his old player, but man, that also makes it a lot harder when now he's the focus of every single defense. All right. So I don't know, man. I was given this world. I don't make it. I don't know what the fuck the NBA is doing. I'm just speculating like every other asshole. You know what? AD ironically missed less games this season than Luka, but yeah, he's already hurt again. And he's out indefinitely. You think the cat chain was worse? It depends on AD's health. It kind of was because, boy, is Julius Randle nowhere near what Cat is production-wise. At least when AD is healthy, he is closer to Luka. He's much closer to Luka production-wise. Obviously, rebounds instead of assists because Luka gets a lot of assists. Well, he gets his fair share of rebounds too, but, listen, Anthony Davis, that's one thing I did kind of hate about the way the trade was talked about. It's like, listen, obviously his health is an issue. It looked like it was in better shape recently than historically, but it looks like that is not the case after getting injured his first fucking game. But when you talk about his production, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. He's a Hall of Fame player. Yeah, Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. Whew. I'm not saying they're the worst front court ever, because they're not. But they're one of the more awkward front courts ever. I'll say that. Where you have a big, you have these two bigs that are just archaic. And Rudy Gobert, man, he's got to be one of the most overrated players ever. They're not the worst. There's been worse front courts, but they are definitely a downgrade from what they had. They definitely should have kept everything together. I don't understand Rudy Gobert's overvalue. I get that he's won a lot of depoys. I don't necessarily think he should have. Look at their combined contracts and what the Wolves traded for them. Their contracts combined are crazy. And then, all those picks they traded for Gobert. I mean, shout out to Utah if Tom Jensen's still here. Because they made off like bandits. But guys, it's been a couple hours. I always like to get in a couple hours. And I'm going to go ahead and call it tonight. I'm happy to talk with y'all. It's been a minute. I need to stream more. If I got the energy to, I'm going to stream tomorrow. 7-Eleven's giving away free Slurpees? Hold on. Sorry. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Before we leave, we got to cover this. How to get a free And hopefully that we don't get any ads that dox me. How to get a free Slurpee at 7-Eleven. February 7th to 28th, walking to any 7-Eleven on Fridays. Get a small Slurpee. Oh, man, I missed it for this week. Small Slurpee free. Best part, you don't have to buy anything. Order through the app. Just walk in, choose your favorite Slurpee, say thank you. Speedway. Okay, so free Slurpees at 7-Eleven each Friday. Obviously, check with the 7-Eleven to make sure. So, yeah, they didn't trade KG for much when they traded him to Boston. That was a trade that they should have potentially canceled. That was always shifty, the KG to Boston trade. That's another can of worms. But, all right, why nobody mad at the Wolves GM? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Well, because the media has its biases. And Minnesota is cold as fuck. They ain't got time to be boycotting. It's a lot warmer in Dallas to do all that boycott shit. Bitches get free Slurpees. No, not that type of Slurpee. We're talking about a slushie, a drink. But all right, Fizz is leaving. We're leaving too. So I appreciate you guys being here. If I have some energy, I'll stream over the weekend. Maybe because A-Rod the GM. Who's the GM? Is A-Rod? He said A-Rod. Like Aaron Rodgers or that's Rodriguez. Or was there another A-Rod I can't think of? All right, salute impressors. Have a good one. Good night. I appreciate everybody being here. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share, subscribe, please do that. Even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. Said Alex Rodriguez. Is he a part? I mean, I know they got a lot of owners and shit. All right, peace. I may stream. I may even do a music stream tomorrow. I really want to. I've been wanting to for a while. Maybe on this channel, maybe the music channel. I don't know. I'll talk to you guys later, though. Peace.